TopMedTalk.
Hello and welcome to TopMedTalk. We're here at the Dingle Conference for EBPOM, or Evidence Based Perioperative Medicine, on the west coast of Ireland. I'm Desiree Chappell, your host, and I'm joined by the TopMedTalk team. The first time I think all of us have been together in the same room ever, actually, which is very, very cool. So my co-editor-in-chief, Mike Grocott. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah.
It's like a lovely family reunion.
It is. And our other co-editor-in-chief, fellow co-editor-in-chief, Kate Leslie. Hello, Kate.
Hi, Desiree. How are you?
I'm great. Now, Kate, you've been carrying the torch for us.
Well, I've been lucky enough to be the one traveling around the world going to conferences.
Right.
So I went to Honolulu to the IARS meeting. And then shortly after that, I went to ANZCA, which is the Australian and New Zealand College of Anaesthetists meeting. And then I went to IARS, the European Society of Anesthesiology and Intensive Care meeting. And now I'm here in beautiful Dingle in Ireland for EBPOM Ireland.
Saul Aronson, who has been a long-time voice and partner here on TopMedTalk, is going to be joining us as well. Saul, thanks for being with us this time around.
It's so good to be here. I feel like we're just cousins from Monty being in Ireland.
No, that's great. Well, the power behind TopMedTalk these days. So I did step down as managing editor last year, and we named Dr. Andy Cumpstey as our managing editor this year. Andy, thank you so much for keeping the wheels on the bus of TopMedTalk.
Thanks, Desiree. It's been a great year. Really good fun. Looking forward to chatting about it with you all in a few minutes.
And you've traveled quite a bit this year with Kate, I think, to some of the meetings too.
I have. Been very fortunate. Again, I was at Cairns in Australia for the ANZCA meeting with Kate. Kate got Honolulu. I flew back to the exotic London and did EBPOM London. But it was a really exciting meeting. A really good talk. So we can talk about that in a second. And obviously now here at EBPOM Ireland at the beautiful Dingle.
And last, but absolutely not least, is our founding editor-in-chief and local here in Dingle, Ireland, Monty Mythen.
It's great to be here. Thank you for letting me back on the mic, Desiree. Cade Media Forscher, as we learnt last night.
Oh,
Yeah, you're very, very welcome.
You're very welcome. That's wonderful. But Mike, why don't we start with you? Tell us more about this Dingle Conference. This has been a meeting that was founded many, many years ago and still going very strong. Tell us what's special and unique about the meeting and some of the things that we've done so far here this year.
Very special meeting, I think in large part because of the location. It's not a huge meeting. So the most we've ever had, I think, was maybe 150, 160 people. It's on the far west coast of Ireland. Most people stay in the same hotel or at least very close by. So there's a great intermingling over the 3 days of the meeting of the faculty and the delegates, and the warmth of reception from the local folk that we meet in the town and in the hotel is just fantastic. So it's a very lovely meeting to come to.
And the quality of the sessions and the faculty that we have here is always so impressive. I mean, world-renowned experts and researchers. And that is one thing that's always kind of blows my mind. It's that you're sitting next to people like Mike Grocott and Kate Leslie, and it's really incredible. You guys have done a wonderful job.
I think we're very fortunate because of those elements of the meeting. People want to come here. And it's developed a bit of a reputation as somewhere kind of must-see destination in the meeting circuit. So, yeah, it's been really good.
Great quality meeting and a fabulous location. We're sitting here looking out from the Skellig Hotel and looking into Dingle Bay, and it's green, beautiful, maybe a little bit windy and rainy, but typical for Ireland, which is totally fine. But we are going to have next year, we will be here as well, right, Mike?
We will. End of September, so I think it's the 29th and 30th of September, 1st of October next year for a special meeting, Monty?
I'm stepping down as the chairman of the meeting next year. I think I've done my bit, and everyone seems to agree.
No. We did try to persuade you not.
So this time next year, do look out for the meeting. You can find more information at ebpom.org. Go ahead and get those tickets early because I guarantee next year will be a huge party for Monty and everybody's going to want to be there. So you need to get your tickets very early for that. So, Mike. All right, let's talk a little bit about some of the other meetings that we've been to this year. Let's start. ANZCA was our first meeting.
IARS.
Oh, IARS in Honolulu. Yeah,
Mike was there with me. He arrived late.
Yeah.
But put in a magnificent effort on 5 podcasts in one morning. What was your favourite one, Mike?
It was a disappointing meeting having spent 2.5 days getting there. But then it was absolutely delightful when I got there. I think Dan McIsaac probably, it's like picking children. It's not very good to fit your favourite podcast on air. But I thought the conversation with Dan McIsaac was fantastic. He's got some great insights in the frailty rehabilitation field and is doing some really smart work. I think that's probably the top of my list, but some really interesting other topics.
We had a great meeting with a medical student and Professor Matthias Eikermann in New York, who talked about the different experiences of male and female practitioners. And that was very powerful, wasn't it?
Very powerful.
And she spoke really well, a bright, someone to watch out for the future.
So you were in Honolulu, then you went back to Australia.
I went back to Australia and then I went to the ANZCA meeting with Andy. And we have a new brand. It's TopMedTalk Down Under. And we did 12 or 13 podcasts. I have a few favourites, but what was yours, Andy?
There's so many good things about that meeting. It's hard to pull out just one favourite, but I think part of it for me is the variety. Every year you get an amazing set of international speakers coming to visit. So we had Ramani Munasinghe visiting Australia from the UK, who obviously great friend of TopMedTalk and we know well. Chris Connor from the United States of America, again, flew over and did some fantastic plenary speaking sessions. And we were really fortunate to get him talking about those straight afterwards with us on the pods as well. So yeah, really, really good meeting. Again, lots of great things to talk about. What were your favourites?
I always like listening to Professor Eugenie Kayak, who's the Enterprise Professor for Sustainability in Healthcare at the University of Melbourne. She says the same thing every time, and every time I feel I'm a little bit closer to being a good citizen with respect to sustainability. And, we all sort of focus on things like recycling and disposables and things like that, but she focuses on a much bigger picture of the supply chain and how we really need to reinvent all the processes.
We should acknowledge and make a shout out to the team in Cairns Hospital as well, who looked after us fantastically for the whole of the meeting, but also came and talked a lot about all the amazing work they're doing and all the different aspects from SIP to SEND to, again, the environmental work with Eugenie.
They have been wonderful partners. So thank you so much to the team there at ANZCA for supporting us, as well as Solventum, who has supported us for the last 3 or 4 years. Monty, I think you did the first one there about 3 or 4 years ago. So that's an incredible meeting, and we get such wonderful conversations that come out of that. So that's very, very cool. So on to EBPOM then. Fine.
We went to Isaac.
Oh, gosh, I am just doing a terrible job with the calendar this year. It's because I didn't go anywhere this year.
So IARS is the European Society of Anesthesiology and Intensive Care. It was in Lisbon, which was a big treat. And Monty was there. And one of my favourites was one that you did with Dr. Chiara Roba, who talked about cerebral autoregulation. Do you remember that one?
I do indeed. Her research, which is published in the public domain, recognizing the fact that there isn't a magic number for blood pressure. It's very individual. And so it's a great podcast. Please do listen to it. There's a scary bit towards the end, which recognized that in critically ill patients, they quite often, we let their blood pressures drop. They have high right-sided pressures, and we often sit them up because we think it's good for them. So listen to that bit because there is, scary.
Lots of wonderful content there. Again, thank you to the ESAIC for having space for us to be there at the meeting this year. Okay, now, am I right to move on to EBPOM?
To me, eventually, that's right.
I know. So, Andy, you carried the torch for us at EBPOM this year. And in London, which is another one of our wonderful meetings through Evidence Based Perioperative Medicine. And that has been a huge meeting for us every single year. We get a lot of content from the EBPOM meetings as far as lectures that we put out on TopMedTalk over the years. But you had some great conversations. Tell us more about those.
The home of TopMedTalk, great to be back. It was in the British Library this year, which we have been to before. A recent change of venue again, but again was a great venue for the meeting. A really nice buzz about the whole place, the whole 3 days. And then I think we did about a dozen conversations in total. It's difficult to pick out some highlights, but again, lots of fantastic international speakers. Professor Guy Ludbrook talking about the value of care with Ezra. Simon Davies came and talked about his recent travels through Washington and about the role of continuous blood pressure monitoring. But I think, Kate, we're probably right in saying one of the highlights for both of us was the conversation we had with John Whittle, which I know you like listening to afterwards, about metabolic flexibility.
Yes, it was a concept that had been kind of hanging up there in an unformed way, which he just crystallized so well. It was like a sort of a primary exam capsule of information about this new idea, which I don't think I can actually properly explain either, but it's got to do with blood pressure, diabetes and hypercholesterolemia, and how a combination of things can put you in this metabolic risk category. Is that a good summary, or
Listen to the podcast.
Could do it?
Listen to John on the podcast.
Where do you find it?
TopMedTalk.com.
Oh, excellent.
As you say, John explained it much better than I can possibly explain, so do go and listen. And the other one I would commend you to listen to is we had a really interesting conversation with Professor Paul Miles, which started off a new series for us, which I'm really enjoying. So we've called that the Periop Profile series. And the aim of that series is to speak to some of the key thought leaders in our space, whether that be in research like Paul, or in policy like Professor Ramani Mumasinga, who's going to do one in a couple of weeks. So look out for that coming out soon. And they were both absolutely amazing conversations. And I'm really excited about some more of those that we've got planned and lined up for you in the coming months. So we're hoping going forwards that will continue to be the last pod of every month. So the last Monday of every month, you should see a new perioperative profile coming out on the website.
That's great. And just a little plug, if you subscribe on Apple Podcast or wherever your podcatcher is, it will come every month to you. So do that. Help us out a little bit there. So we've been here at Dingle. We'll have several conversations while we're here. We'll be putting them out, as well as some of the lecture content, I think, from our meeting here. But as we are starting to wrap up the year, we'll be heading to ASA in San Antonio this year, which again, we want to thank that organization.
I just want to say that, yes, we're definitely telling people to log into EBPOM.com and to check out all these awesome, programs. But please, please, please share this with your friends who aren't listening. We're speaking to members who are drinking the Kool-Aid. And what we need to do is get more people to drink the Kool-Aid. I encourage to, allow us to disseminate the message to a wider and broader audience. So please help us do that if you're listening.
And it's great content. Like Kate said, it's great to study for exam, listening to John Whittle. There's wonderful content out there for residents and trainees and seasoned professional alike. So do check us out. If you're going to ASA, come and see us in our booth. We're going to be near center stage, so in kind of the same spot. You know us at ASA, we go strong there. We usually do about 20 to 25 podcasts while we're there for 3 days. So it's very busy. The whole team will be there. So if you want to say hi, come and see us. As we close, Monty, here in Dingle, I just wanted to give you a couple moments to reflect on TopMedTalk, where we started, where we've been. I know many people that have been listening for a while kind of know our story, but we have a lot of new listeners.
So I was just reflecting on the fact that, I think collectively we're very proud of TopMedTalk. Not only the fact that it's survived as a podcast, because podcasting is very, very popular now, but many of them are transient. It's survived, it's stayed fresh, there's repeated new content you have referred to. Also privileged to transmit all of the EBPOM lectures, because it's extremely rare that somebody asks me a question, my new role I'm in, and I can't say, go to the search engine in TopMedTalk. And let's take anemia, for example. There's not just one thing about anemia, there's a list of things about anemia. And it's usually from the world leaders in the space. And if it's not, it's from the world's best practitioners who may not have a podium, but we've got them in front of a microphone. So as I say, please do keep subscribing, encourage people to subscribe, otherwise you'll miss cool content. And everyone doesn't have a chance to listen to every one. But when they pop up, and it's very rare that you don't, I log in and I think, I'm going to listen to another one. It's great. But it's well done.
Well done. Congratulations, everybody. All right, guys.
We hope others get a chance to. So
yeah,
it's been a privilege.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to thank you guys, especially Kate and Andy and Mike, for definitely carrying the torch for us this year. You guys have been doing a lot of work. I totally know what you've been doing, so thank you for that. You're going to hear from all of us throughout the rest of the year and into next year, into 2026. We did want to, again, tell you, if you want to hear more about TopMedTalk, you can go to TopMedTalk.com. We're on social media. We're hoping to up our game on some of our social media platforms. Thank you, Andy Cumpstey. If you see us on LinkedIn or any of those other social platforms, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, give us some feedback. We love to hear what you guys want and what you're thinking. But lastly, we want to thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up for us. We hope we're showing up for you. We hope we can continue to provide some good stuff for you over the years. So with that, that's a wrap, guys. Cheers, everybody.
TopMedTalk.
Thanks for downloading TopMedTalk. Don't forget to subscribe, check us out on YouTube, and of course on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Also, it's important to remember that TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence Based Perioperative Medicine. We'd love you to find out more about that, and the way to do that is ebpom.org. Check out our website and find out about some of the incredible conferences we're going to be arranging across the year. ebpom.org.